Yeah, right now it's Joel Embiid.
Okay.
I mean, he has the top spot in the Eastern Conference. He's been dominant. The way he's transformed his game, his body, his mental. He's giving you 30 and 11. And yeah, people are going to say, well, Joker's doing this, Luka's doing that, LeBron's doing this. This guy's been flat out dominant because before the season, I didn't see the 76ers being in this spot. Yeah, I had them at the top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. I thought they really lost a couple years when they lost out Jimmy Butler, J.J. Redick. Yeah, they got Seth Curry. You know, they got some shooting over there, but I just didn't see this team to be in the top spot in the Eastern Conference, and it's all because of this guy being as dominant as he has. He's been consistent, he's been reliable, and he has them right where they need to be in the Eastern Conference, and that's right on the top.
So I got Joel Embiid second. I really do. Joel Embiid is like, when you watch the Lakers go through that little 4-game stretch, you're like, oh, this is Embiid, and Embiid had a 50 ball, and Ben Simmons, who was out a little bit, is back. So I just, for me right now, watching what LeBron James has done early on, again, prior to that 4-game stretch, they were the #1 team. Now they've won two starters missing, but that's what MVPs typically step up in those moments, right? And so, you know, they struggled. As soon as they got Schroeder back, they go and blow out the Warriors. They go blow out Portland. So I still think it's LeBron.
What they do last night?
Well, look, they lost to the Phoenix Suns, but I'm going to say it is a very, very, very close race.
It is close.
It is very close.
Like LeBron, he's the best player. No, listen, LeBron is the best player in the game. He's the best player in the game, right?
Fair.
And if we're going to say that, even though you lose AD, you lose Schroeder, you find a way to keep your teams afloat.
Yeah.
Now he's a little older. He hasn't done that. You know, I think their record is more like 6-4 or 7-5 since AD's been out, and so he took a step back for the last couple of weeks. So when AD comes back and they start winning, he'll be back there. But Joel Embiid is there for me, and even Harden. I have to put Harden in there. I mean, no KD. Kyrie's been. You don't know when he's going to show up. You know what type of mood he's going to be in that day.
He's played very well.
He's played very well. Nothing against his game, but you just know you don't know when he's going to be in and out the lineup. And like I said, they've been 7 games together, and Harden is reliable, and you know what other ability? He's available.
And the things that
you have to put him in there too.
The things that James Harden has done since the moment he showed up with the Nets have been historic. Right? It was like it's been over the top. He's already second all time in triple doubles. I think it's really, really close.
It's close.
It's very, very close. No one knows.
It's going to change week in and week out for me, just so you guys know. Well, next week it could be LeBron, Harden, Embiid, but right now it's Embiid.
Well, let's move on to Defensive Player of the Year. Rudy Gobert has won the award twice before. Ben Simmons has called himself the best defensive player in the league. LeBron James only second to Gobert in defensive win shares, which, Richard, I know is a stat you follow religiously.
Yeah, really closely.
Who you got? DPOY.
Me, I think Rudy Gobert. I think the Utah Jazz, having gone through the toughest part of their schedule, having dominated the league, the league, and we're not going to throw out excuses or anything. Yeah. They have like rebounding, like you go through down the stats, and they are top 2 or 3 in offense and defense and 3-point shot. They're crushing, and so I think the anchor of their defense is Rudy Gobert. He's been that guy. I think the first team. I think you would go Ben Simmons is close. I think Joel Embiid gets some votes, but I think it's Rudy Gobert.
This is my thing. Like,
tell me your thing.
We judge the defensive win shares. Like, to me, the defensive player of the year, you gotta pass the eye test for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ben Simmons, I haven't watched him enough to say he's a great defender, but like when I see the eye test, I'm not seeing those guys.
He's a great defender.
Like, he's a great defender, but like the defenders in my era, when you see the Gary Payton picking up full court, like up in you, like I'm on you. I'm like Tony Allen. When we see guys like that, just no breathing room. I don't see that from the perimeter guys these days. And so when I say defensive player of the year, from a perimeter guy, I like to see those type of intangibles, the steals, the not giving any guy any room. So for me, it's Rudy Gobert because he clogs up the lane and it's tough to score over him. For a perimeter guy, I just don't see that today. Like a Pat Beverly, he's not giving you no space.
I'll say this and we'll move on.
And the stats may say otherwise.
Ben Simmons is
very
very close to that because when we talk about positionless basketball, he gets into players 1 through 5 because he's 6'10". That's all I'm going to say.
Let's go to Rookie of the Year, and again, this is
why are we talking about Rookie of the Year? We know who it is.
Mid-season. Well, that's what I think. Caesars William Hill lists LaMelo Ball as the overwhelming favorite. Our producers agree. He's the overwhelming favorite, and apparently you guys agree. He's the overwhelming favorite.
Congratulations, LaMelo, on your Rookie of the Year. Who was it? Stephen A. said, "You are everything that your brother was promised to be."
Oh, come on.
He said it. I didn't say
Well,
it.
his dad said he was going to be the best ball
he
anyway.
did. Yeah. Well, I agree.
I mean, come on.
Whether
He
that's
is,
true or not,
He
I
is
feel
next
bad
level. He is
hearing
box
that.
office. He is box office. There's only probably about 10 to 12 people that you would pay to go see, that you would tune in to watch. And take hype away, LaMelo Ball is that guy, in my opinion.
Yeah,
He's one of the
I agree.
guys.
I mean, look at the path he took, though. Leaving high school. So, do more youngins take this path?
Well,
Well, that is certainly true. Went outside the traditional, not just college, but outside the traditional high school route.
He's been playing pro ball since.
Yeah, if you got a brother that's got millions of dollars to make sure everything is catered and okay for you and all the trainers and all that other stuff.
But if I'm GM and if I'm, a high school guy or a coach or a father, I'm looking at the route because look at Luka. He's been pro since 14 and look where he is. Look at LaMelo. He went pro out of high school, went overseas and played a couple years. And so is this the new path that are we going to see younger talent?
My kid is 5 years old and I've already thought about putting him in the IMG Academy. The IMG Academy, if they only take players at 7. Like, this is like Juilliard. If you can play the piano at 7, you're off. And so I'm still waiting on the application.
But you were originally supposed to play the Sun, right? What happened?
Well, I wanted to play the Sun. I wasn't. I mean, the way it is the way it was, but that was the idea. But then Eddie said, you my age, so how you gonna play my son? So that'd have been a little awkward.
I don't want to break this to you, Tracy, but you're only 7 years younger than Eddie, and I think you're only a year difference from Leslie Jones, who plays the mother.
He wasn't making no babies at 7 years old.
I know that working with Eddie Murphy was a real dream come true for you. You first met him when you were on the cast of Saturday Night Live. What do you remember about the first time you spoke to him?
Well, the first time I spoke to him, my second year, either my first or second year on Saturday Night Live, and everyone in the studio knew Eddie was coming up. So I was just waiting by the reception desk for him, and he came out the elevator, and I saw him. And it's like the first real big, huge star I ever met in my life. So I talked to him. I said, "What's up, Eddie? I'm a big fan." And we walked. He grabbed me by my shoulder and we walked to his dressing room. And I just became friends with him.
It's amazing that all these years later, you guys get to work together. You recounted saying something to Eddie in that moment that I thought was really poignant.
I said to him, "Thank you for holding the door open for me."
That means a lot, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Eddie, he held the door open for a lot of people, not just black actors on the show, but everyone.
Now, you guys got to do a lot of fun things on set here. In fact, we recently learned Zamunda Palace, those scenes were filmed at one of Rick Ross's homes in Georgia. Were you, Eddie, Arsenio, Wesley, were you guys good house guests? Because, you're in Rick Ross's house. You got to look good.
The OG let us use his house, and Rick Ross is the OG. He has a beautiful estate, and I love the horses. He has horses. He has a tremendous amount of land there, and it was a beautiful place to film at, and it truly was a palace. It was raw. So big ups to you, Rick Ross. I love you, man. You know what it is, OG.
When your house, and by the way, not just your house, one of your homes can stand in for a palace on a movie set, you know that you're doing something right.
Yeah,
so
that's big. That's big. Well, he makes great music. He makes timeless classics, and it's gonna be. I'm happy for Rick Ross, because every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Amen. I want to talk about your Knicks because they are heading into the All-Star break near the top of the Eastern Conference standings. They have not played this well this late in the season since 2013. We saw a video of Knicks fans celebrating outside MSG after a recent win. They're dancing in the streets, Tracy. Is it too soon to celebrate, or are you with them?
Our team is winning now. We're happy for them. They're playing great defense. I got to recently go to the game, and I seen the front office, and I just thanked them. It's been a long time coming. Thank you. And the team, the players, the young players, Thibodeau is all coming together in times like this. But, we're happy that the team is competing very well.
If you have suffered the way Knicks fans have suffered for so long, you absolutely get to celebrate this. Being normal is incredible.
Everything for a reason. Everything for a reason. So when we do get the chip, it'll be that much sweeter.
Absolutely.
Waited a while.
The Knicks have so many notable celebrity fans, but I am putting you right up there in the top of the pantheon. We have Spike Lee, Adam Sandler, Jon Stewart, John McEnroe, Jason Sudeikis. So I want to know where you feel you rank in terms of passionate Knicks fans, because there's a lot of competition there in the celebrity
Number
spot.
one. Win, lose, or draw, I'm with my team.
Not Spike? You're ahead of Spike?
I'm number one.
Okay.
Win, lose, or draw, I'm with my team. When the Knicks are out of the when the next season is over, my basketball season is over. I don't watch championships. I don't do that.
Really?
I watch Knicks. I don't.
Huh. All right. Well, in fact, I know that you've tried to recruit for the Knicks in the past. We saw the clip from a couple years ago on the Dan Patrick Show. You made your case for why Kevin Durant should choose the Knicks in free agency. I want to run it back for the fans right now.
This is Rome, okay? This is Rome. You win a ring here, Wall Street is right down the block, Kevin. Win a ring here, you can sell all the Big Macs and Cadillacs you want after that. This is the biggest market in the world. The Knicks could be in last place, we still make the most money in the NBA. This is New York City, baby. Rome. You're in the center of the universe.
I love that because you were like, Rome is where the gladiators fight. And KD sort of took your advice about coming to New York, but he chose Brooklyn over Manhattan. How did you feel about that?
We don't need them. Look where we at now. We good. We just, when it comes to Knicks fans, we got to be patient. We got to be patient. So when I said that, I meant it.
Do you have any love for the Nets? I mean, they are a Brooklyn team. They're a New York team.
I got love for who?
The Nets. They're a Brooklyn team.
I got love for who?
I'm sorry, connection must not be working.
What'd you say now? What'd you say now?
How do you feel Durant, Kyrie, and Harden look together?
I'm not going into that. I'm not discussing that. Let's keep the topic on my Knicks.
I respect Tracy Morgan. What is your NBA Finals prediction for this year? Are the Knicks in it? I guess I should ask you.
We winning the championship.
There we go. No other team but the New York Knicks, right? I love it.